starts the training itself. And maybe in the second year, you have another week's program in which some kind of an orientation program for the report drafting is given. And then in the third year, it will be purely for the purposes of the group discussion and facing the interviews, nothing more and nothing less than that. I think if all goes well, probably we shall be able to bring it in, and if we are able to bring it in, probably some kind of problems will stand resolved. I can only say the students have been given a very, very fair deal. We have been able to bring in the choice also in the question paper, which was non-existent at least for the 2 exams. We have tried to make sure that the students, we have been able to hold the meeting of the examination department and the Board of Studies after a gap of 21 years, let me tell you that, in which we have tried to resolve lot many issues. We could hold the meeting of the examiners, paper setters, moderators with the examination committee after a gap of about 6 to 7 years this year in Chennai, particularly with a view to tell the examiners or paper setters as to what do we expect of them. I'm not saying that all the problems will be resolved in one day. It is not going to happen. Let's be very clear about it. But we should at least start in a particular direction. And I'm sure that GR will be able to take that direction further. And probably students' interest will be protected in the periods to come. The insensitiveness towards the training. I never call the word dummy articles. I have never called the word dummy articles. I will always say that some of our students have been absolutely insensitive towards the training. I think that insensitiveness towards the training has to be broken somewhere or the other. And I think it is not desirable. One way is that we start policing. I don't think that's desirable. The other thing is that the examination is oriented in that manner. The questions are set in that manner that probably the training part of the student is tested more than the theoretical knowledge. And if you start doing it, to some extent, even if 50 to 60% of the emphasis in the question paper is such, at least in 4 or 5 question papers, I think the students will start coming back to the table in the offices of the various chartered accountants, and I think that is what has been the emphasis, at least in the last 2 exams that we have been able to conduct. This emphasis is going to be greater in the periods to come, because there is no other way that we can really bring the students back to the tables of the chartered accountants' offices. But I will also request the chartered accountants, the members, the responsibility to impart the training to the students does not lie with the institute, it lies with the members. And if the members keep on criticizing that the student does not attend the offices and he or she keeps on going to attend the classes, who is going to control it? I think it's for the member only to control that. And member will have to control it. If the member does not control it, who else will be able to control it? I have always said one thing, and I have always said one thing very clearly. Dummy is not an article, dummy is the principle. Let me be very clear about it. Dummy is never an article, dummy is the principle. After all, who is registering him as an article? Who is allowing him not to attend the office and still sign the various certificates? I think let's put a hand on heart and find out who is greatly responsible for bringing down the standard of the profession. I think it is we and not the student. Student will always desire that he should keep out of the training. But if I allow it to happen, I think I am responsible for it. So my request to the members is, please look at it. And the other thing that I will say is, and that's my appeal to the members at large, please try to ensure that the concept of secondment of articles really gains momentum, gains popularity. Because if I am dealing only in audit, why there should be a lopsided development of the personality of the student only with respect to the audit? And if there is a good taxman within the city, we must allow, under all circumstances, this particular student to go to that particular chartered accountant for a period of 6 months to 9 months or 1 year for the purpose of secondment, so that there is an all-round development of the personality of the student. Let us treat an article as our own child. And if we start treating him as our own child, I think the problems will cease to happen. The moment the article starts realizing that you are treating him as a child and not as an article, I think most of the problems get resolved. The unfortunate part is we don't have the time even to talk to the articles. We don't even want to ask him what you are doing. When did you come and when did you go? 3 years period goes off and I have not seen his face. I think that is somewhere we will have to look at it. And I'm doing a blunt talk with you because I think there is no point in talking goody-goody. A leader is one who should be able to tell you what are the pitfalls of the profession and where we can improve upon. And if we don't improve upon, I think the fault entirely lies with us. And so far as the professional opportunities are concerned, let me say one thing very clearly. It may not to be the liking of most of you, most of us in any part of the country. All those who are relying purely on the branch audit as a main source of income, all those who have disintegrated the firms into small sized firms purely for the purpose of branch audits, it's not going to remain what it is. The writing is on the wall, we have to read it. And if we are unable to read it, I think don't blame the leadership tomorrow. The leadership is apprising you today, the dependence on branch audit has to go. And if it does not go, the government will make it go. I am telling you the reasons thereof. One of the key reasons is that we all have treated branch audit purely as a lottery or as a yearly bonus. Comes the month of January, the heart starts beating. Which bank will come? Whether it will come, it will not come. And when the bank comes, then the heart starts beating. What kind of branches I am getting? What is the kind of fee? I think if after 62 years of existence, 61 years of existence, if our profession is in that shape that we are trying to rely upon two sources only, branch audit and tax audit, it reflects very poorly on the entire leadership of the profession, including me for that matter. I think we have to take the profession, we have to tell the profession what other greater opportunities are available. Once these branches have become, once the banks have resorted to CBS, where is the question of branch audit remaining what it is today? Last year, from the banking system of the public sector, I am not talking of the private sector, and it's a figure which I can quote today, the chartered accountants were given a total fee of more than 900 crore rupees. I am talking of the statutory auditor's fee, I am talking of the branch auditor's fee, I am talking of the concurrent audit fee, I am talking of the inspection fee, I am talking of the revenue audit fee. Only public sector banks. Total fee of more than 900 crore rupees has been paid to the chartered accountants. And luckily nothing of this has gone to the big four. Let me also be very clear about it, because the big four are not into the public sector bank audit or the revenue audit or the concurrent audit at all. So this has all gone to the small and medium practitioners. But two or three issues which remain paramount today is in the minds of the government. Number one, the quality. I think all those who are the central statutory auditors will be bearing me out. We cannot make use of more than 5 to 10% of the branch audit reports. That is the kind of quality that goes in. No council, no president, no vice president, no authority will be able to generate work if the quality is no good. Ultimately, quality is going to hold the key for anything, whatever we may say. And I think this is one of the very relevant issues that I will like to raise. If we want branch audits even to continue, I think the quality will have to be maintained. Quality will have to be upgraded under all circumstances. We cannot be inconsistent between the long form audit report and the main audit report. And long form audit report cannot be considered to be a substitute to the main audit report under any circumstances. And another issue is, once the branches have gone CBS, I think the banks are bound to say that some of the branches need to go out of the statutory audit, because though that work can be handled at a particular level, and that is going to happen probably next year itself. I am just giving an apprehension. I am not saying it is bound to happen. My apprehension is next year, the number of branch audits may go down by about 15 to 20%. The government is very keen to see the ministry part, I am telling you. I am not talking of RBI right now. Last year, State Bank of India has paid a total audit fee of more than 100 crore rupees. Punjab National Bank has paid a total fee of about 32 crore rupees. Whereas a bank like ICICI, with the same size, more or less, may not have paid a fee of more than 6 crore rupees. Now the question which is being asked to the institute is whether it is the cost of nationalization that the banks have to bear. I think that is one question which is being, we are answering that question. Let me also be very clear. We are answering those questions.